have some breaking news right now, some sad news. We have just learned of the passing of the late, great Willie Mays. We were just talking about him yesterday. He was just turned 93. He had put out a statement saying he was planning to watch the Giants play the Cardinals in Rookwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, saying he wished he could be there in person, but he just didn't move as well as he used to. He said he planned to watch from his home. But again, some really sad news. We've learned that Willie Mays has died. He started his baseball career as a teenager with the Negro American League champion Birmingham Black Barons back in 1948.
The Say Hey Kid, as they called him. Hall of Famer, went in 1979. Just a brief summary of his career. I can give you 302 career batting average, 660 home runs, 12 gold gloves. He played at the Polo Grounds. Mind you, that's 480 feet to center. Candlestick. You're talking about 2 yards there that are not hitter friendly at all. World Series champion, 1954, 2-time NL MVP in 54 and 65. No other player had a lifetime batting average above 300 and won at least 10 gold gloves and hit at least 300 homers. The Say Hey Kid being talked about so much recently, Julie, as you mentioned, the ball game between the Giants and the Cardinals. He meant so much to the city of San Francisco when the Giants packed up and left New York and came out west in 58, eventually starting their play at Candlestick in 1960.
And just, yeah, so much being talked about, especially this week with Rookwood Field in the news. And our Greg Lee is traveling there to be on tomorrow to bring us coverage of the game there between the Giants and the Cardinals. But just some really sad news just coming into the KTVU newsroom that the Giants putting out a statement that Willie Mays, the late, great, beloved Willie Mays, one of the greatest all-time players in Major League Baseball, has died at the age of 93. Just one of the most well-known and beloved figures in all of Major League Baseball. Sports fans around the world are going to be mourning the loss. It's just a huge loss to see Willie Mays, the passing of Willie Mays.
And we know soon after 1951, it wasn't just baseball, but Mays, he learned that the United States Army had drafted him to serve, and serve he did before coming back and playing baseball for the Giants. And one of the great highlights, as we are watching some of these highlights, this from Candlestick Park, a yard that's no longer there, the first ballpark I ever went to. But the catch, so many times we've seen it over the years, that won the NL pennant in the 54 World Series, sweeping the Cleveland Indians in 4 games. But forever, the Say Hey Kid, remember for that one instance, just running back and tracking down the ball. So good at just playing the game of baseball that so many kids play here in America from such a young age.
And again, he had just put out a statement yesterday talking about the game there at Rookwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, saying, "I'm not able to get to Birmingham this year, but we'll follow the game back here in the Bay Area." He put that out in a statement saying that his health, he just didn't move as well as he used to. He said that was a huge part of his life, all of his life, and he said he would be watching from home. He said he wanted to be there with his friends, but again, couldn't attend. But again, this news just coming in. We're just learning of the passing of the great Willie Mays, one of the most iconic, well-known figures in all of baseball, and so much history here in the Bay Area.
I remember my parents being, lovers of the game of baseball, mainly because of Willie Mays. As natives in San Francisco, when the Giants did come out west, baseball wasn't too much on the radar of my own parents, but he was a magnet for generations to come, and even my own children now that I've taught about the great Willie Mays and all of his accomplishments here in the game of baseball, to this Hall of Famer, and to have him pass away 2 days before the Giants and the Cardinals were set to have this historic, magical game in Alabama, where he once played on that field.
So much history, and we want to right now welcome our viewers. This is KTVU News at 6. Thank you for joining us. We have much more right now on the passing of Willie Mays. His death, as Mike was just saying, comes just a couple of days ahead of that Rookwood Classic. Our Jason Applebaum shows us it's all where it all began for the great Willie Mays.
Willie Mays